Guys, now please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online. Guys, all of you please respond to me. Or get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online. Am I audible? Guys, now please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online. Am I audible? Is my voice on screen is clear to all of you? Please everybody respond to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online. Am I audible, guys? Okay. Hmm? అంతే. All right, sir. Right now. So first of all, we are going to understand the content what I am going to discuss with you regarding this advanced Java. Just let me list out the total part here. Then after that, we are going to start one by one clearly. Okay. Just give a minute of time. Now I'm going to give this folder share. Okay. Think that font size is okay, visible to all of you, or can I increase it? Increase it? Sufficient. Okay, fine. Right, sir. Now, so this is a classroom link. Then try to take this link details, no? Because so every day class notes we are able to get through this link only, as you already aware about it. I'm going to prepare the document through this particular link only. Okay. Right now, right, sir. People are online. People are asking to me try to increase it little bit. Yeah. Okay. Right. This is max. Now, so what exactly the content here we are going to understand about this advanced Java. If we observe this advanced Java topic, strictly speaking, there is no topic like advanced Java in Java. Don't get anything panic about it. But why you announced batch with the name advanced Java? Why you start the content with the name advanced Java? May have this question. But answer is very clear. There is no topic like advanced Java. This is our created topic only, not by Durgasoft. Understand it now? Then might be 15 to 20 years onwards, or maybe 20 years onwards, Amir Ped has created this topic. Really, it was not existed in Java. In very first class of my core Java, I given some terminology like what? What is the terminology here I have given? Java was provided in three parts. What are the three parts of the Java? J2SE, J2EE, and J2ME. They are the three parts. Check it. Where is advanced Java there in these three terminologies? No. No, we don't have any term like what? Advanced Java. Understand it, Keno. But how this topic advanced Java was created there? Some topics from core Java and some other topics from J2EE we gathered, and in between J2SE and J2EE we have a separate subject like what? Advanced Java that we provided. Understand it now? Then whatever it may be, and outside the terminology is advanced Java, then there is a separate course which is running in outside institutes, but still we have to follow that to announce the batches. But once you are inside the class now, at least we need to get that clarity. Okay. So here inside this particular advanced Java topic, what exactly the content here we are going to understand. What exactly the topics here we are going to understand. If you check for it, the topics are like what there. The very first one is what there somewhat prerequisite. Prerequisite. You are all eligible to attend for advanced Java, no doubt for it, as per our core Java syllabus coverage. Understand it, no? But still, few more topics are required from the feature concepts of this core Java, which I have not covered so far, but knowledge is required. Because of that reason, as a first step, I'm going to take like what there prerequisite part here. I'm going to take it. Right. If any topic I required in advanced Java to start advanced Java, especially to start the JDBC topic, I'm going to discuss about that concept as part of the prerequisite. We can think of it, it may be 4 to 5 days of time. I'm going to take this prerequisite part. Once we completed prerequisite part here, you are well suited for what they're learning advanced Java. Understand it clearly. Next one is after that. Next one is JDBC, Java Database Connectivity. Next topic. After that, another thing is like what there servlets. The next topic here, servlets, server side programming. After that, JSP, Java server pages. Next one is JSTL, JSP standard tag library, JSP standard tag library. Lastly, EL expression language. These are all our topics inside this particular advanced Java. Out of all these topics now, prerequisite is okay, is for the sake of our comfortness. For the sake of our comfort only, I am going to take this class now. To provide a better platform in order to understand JDBC topic, I am going to talk about it. Actual concepts of the advanced Java are like what they JDBC, servlets and JSPs. The JSTL and expression language are two very simple topics which are the counterpart inside like what they're JSP. They are inside the JSPs only. And a single topic we are going to understand JSP, comma, JSTL, comma, expression language. But impact is available. We are going to use them. Expression language syntaxes and JSTL syntaxes in a Springboard, in a Springboard content. Okay, right. This is one point. So finally here, these are the topics we are going to understand inside like what they're advanced Java. Okay, all right, sir. Now, Just give some intimation to me at the end of the class. No, I need to talk with you regarding the scheduling information then at last 5 minutes of time. Even if I forget it, no, give intimation there. And first of all, in very first class itself, I have to talk about it. Okay. Let's move on to the point here. So prerequisite part here we have to understand now. Inside the prerequisite, what exactly the topics here we require. What we have to understand even inside the prerequisite also, what you are going to understand, what we require, the content here inside the prerequisite. Okay, see this, all of you understand it, no? Now inside this prerequisite, first of all, let me list out all the topics which are required for me, which are required to start a JDBC topic. First of all, we need to have awareness on classes, abstract classes. Then after that, what next one here? No, interfaces. So all these concepts are related to like what their object orientation from OOPS. I require these classes, abstract classes, and what next one here? Interfaces. This is what I require first minimum. Okay, very first one. All of you understand it? No, it's very first one. Next one is after completion of this, I required static keyword. Immediately I required what there? Static keyword. Associated to the static keyword, what content I required there? We can understand it now. Static variables, static methods, and static blocks. I think so I completed already these parts. Static variables, static methods, and static blocks. Even for them, from them also, what I need exactly, at what time static variables are recognized and executed, at what time static variables, static blocks are recognized and executed, at what time static methods are going to be recognized and executed, and how we are going to access them. Out of all this, my required point is what then? Static variables and static methods we can access either by using reference variable or by using class name. The class name we are going to use to access static members. That's the point what I require. That point, if you know, comfortable. Next one is static blocks are going to be executed. Static variables and static blocks are going to be executed at the time of loading class bytecode to the memory. Well, these 2 points I required from these two now. What we have to understand there in the future, in a future programming, whenever I'm going to call a method by using class name, when I access a method by using class name, automatically we have to understand that method is a static method that was defined in the respective class. That awareness is required. I think so you already aware about that point. Yes sir, got it? What I'm telling you, it's okay, fine. All right sir, then apart from this, now the next point is like what there, here we have to understand class dot for name method and new instance method. I think so you already completed even these two topics also. Here, what exactly the information I required here? Class dot for name method is to load a particular class bytecode to the memory. Is to load a particular class bytecode to the memory without creating object. Just I want to load a particular class bytecode to the memory without creating object. Of course, in JDBC official, I'm going to talk about this class dot for name method with respect to the driver loading that I will discuss with you. No need to worry for it. But time being, we have to understand class dot for name method I required. New instance method. New instance method. What is the purpose of this new instance method there? By using class dot for name method, if you load any class bytecode to the memory, for that loaded class, I want to create an object. For the loaded class, I want to create an object. To create an object for the loaded class. To create an object for the loaded class, we have to use new instance method. Clear? Already we completed these topics inside the core Java. Am I right? Right, sir. Next one is after completion of this class dot for name and new instance method, after understanding this, max these topics are sufficient for me from object orientation. No need to have any other concept. These are sufficient at present. After completion of, I think so, then you already aware about these topics here. No need to have any knowledge on the might be remaining part of the object orientation. This is sufficient. Right. Even in a prerequisite part also, I'm not going to discuss about these concepts. I'm not going to talk about these topics now at present in prerequisite of the advanced Java. I'm not going to talk. The remaining topics I will talk with you now. Okay. Right, sir. Now, class.forName method and new instance method, it's okay. After this, now from exception handling, I required some topics. Definitely, we need some topics from what there exception handling. So, what topic here we required from exception handling? If you think about it, answer is very clear. Now, see this no. The first one is I required throws keyword. Of course, introduction of the exception. What is an exception? What is the behavior of the exception? If we get an exception, what happened internally? Things we are going to understand, part of the introduction. Then after that, we required what keyword? Throws keyword is required, mandatory. The very first JDBC program, I'm going to start with what there? Throws keyword only. In my first program, I'm going to prepare my programming part where some predefined methods I'm going to use inside my JDBC program. The predefined methods are going to raise some exceptions. They're going to throw out some exceptions. I have to handle the throws exceptions, thrown exceptions. So for that purpose, I have to use what keyword here? Throws keyword. Next, try catch finally, mandatory. 90% of the JDBC programs I am going to prepare by using try catch finally. Definitely. Enhancement over this try catch finally. Enhancement over try catch finally is try with resources. Enhancement for try catch finally is what there? Try with resources. That means try catch finally is available. With this syntax, there is a problem. To overcome that problem, we have to use try with the resources. Right, sir. Now, these three topics I required from what their exception handling. I don't require any topic from multi-threading. I don't require any topic from multi-threading. After this, after completion of this content here, now the next topic is like what there IO streams. IO streams. From IO streams, few topics I required. What topics I required from IO streams here? I'm going to give some clarity. Now observe carefully. The first one is dynamic input approaches, where especially I'm going to talk about buffer reader and a scanner. These two things we require. Dynamic input approaches. Okay. After this dynamic input approaches, next one is file output to stream. After this, file input to stream. These two things we require. Then what are the two things? File output stream, and the next one is what there? File input to stream. All right. Only these three topics are required from what there IO streams. Next, one more topic that should be like what there collection framework. From this collection framework, maximum what I required here, max I am going to take from collection framework. First one is awareness on list and array list. List and array list. After this list and array list, no, next one is what we required here, properties files, properties file information. That's enough. These are max information. Now, even out of all these concepts, first two topics are not required to discuss inside the class. This is very, very basic. Yeah, here itself I'm confirming that. If you are not aware about these first two topics, no, better stop these advanced Java classes. Not possible to understand it. I think you are very good in these first two topics now. You had very good knowledge on these first two topics. Clear? All of you are getting my point now. I think all of you might be from Core Java batch only, right? I think at 8:30 batch only, right? No one is a new person here, no, right? Any of you are new member here? First time you are seeing this face? Any of you are seeing this face first time? Nobody. Perfect. Very, very happy. Why? Because then you are comfortable totally. I can speak anything with you, right? Right. Now let's move to the point here. So now the content is what there. This is like what I am giving there. These two topics we are going to understand. It's okay. I think the first three topics, not even first two. The first three topics you already aware. So no need to discuss about these concepts. No. About this class.forName method, if you have any doubt, no need to worry for it. Officially have to discuss that in JDBC. I must discuss about it. If I want to start JDBC program, I have to use class.forName method. Officially, I have to discuss it now. It's not like any prerequisite. It's the main concept of the JDBC. I'll discuss with you about this class. Now, from exception handling onwards, we have to talk. We have to take these concepts right from exception handling onwards. So these are the prerequisites what you are going to understand. What we need to have awareness. These are the prerequisites. Clear? Alright, so next topics are what there. Once if I complete this prerequisite part now, what topics are available? JDBC, servlets, JSPs, JSTL, and expression language. Clear? Alright, sir. Now, observe carefully after completion of this content here. Now we are going to start exception handling onwards. We are going to start. First three topics I am going to skip. Why? Because you are already aware. There's a time waste again if I discuss them, right? Now we need to start with what there exception handling. In exception handling, what topics here we have to understand now? Tell me. Throws keywords, try catch finally, try with resources. These three topics only. Right. In a simple and short way, I'm going to give some clarity. Observe carefully. Alright, sir. Now tell me, first of all, tell me what is an exception? As simple as, in a very simple definition, if you want to understand, exception is a runtime error causes abnormal termination to the program. I have some different definition also, but at present not required. In core Java, I'm going to take exception handling. There I will discuss more about it. But now the present point is what there. What is an exception? If you think about it, exception is what there. Runtime error. Exception is runtime error causes abnormal termination to the Java application. Alright, sir, causes abnormal termination to the Java application. Clear? Now, I'm going to give the types of terminations. In a Java applications, there are two types of terminations. What are the two types of terminations now? The very first one is smooth termination, and the second one is what there? Abnormal termination. Abnormal termination. Smooth termination and abnormal termination. So what is smooth termination and what is abnormal termination? That's the point. Listen, all of you listen carefully. For example, you're watching a movie. Okay. So when we start watching the movie in the theater, when the movie was started, first of all, the titles we are getting, all the characters' names and all the technician names, the movie title, everything will display on the screen. Clear? Then that is an indication for us, okay, movie was started. Going on, going on, going on, up to 2.5 hours of movie completed. When the movie is completed, what is the indication for you when movie is completing now? What's the indication for us? We are inside the theater. I want to get some information like what there. Okay, now movie is terminated. Just I have to leave from theater. Then what's an indication for us now? In general, yes, sir, yes. Come again? Yes, no, no, I'm not talking about technical. Yes, I'm talking about example. So, what is an indication for us when the movie is terminating now? Maybe the thing is what there, maybe screen off, okay, or maybe lights on. Right, perfect. The title I required, the end title I required. In general, in every movie, the end title. If it is an English movie now, 5 minutes after the total title scrolling is going on. Telugu movies, unexpectedly, what happened there? All of a sudden, the screen is off. Nowadays, might be the situation is what the sequel season, right? Immediate, all of a sudden, they are giving that two. Sir, am I right or not? There were two, Pushpa 2. Immediately, they are giving one question. Immediately, they are waiting for coming soon, like this. They are giving some message now. But that is okay, fine. That's a different case. But our case is what there? The end title we require. Got it or not? Fine. Observe carefully. If we complete the movie inside the theater, if we see the end title inside the theater, clear as a smooth exit. Am I right or not? The smooth exit from the theater. It's called what there? Smooth termination, as you said. Smooth termination. That's okay, fine. Again, take the same example. I went to the theater. I start watching that movie. Movie was started, going on, going on. Interval is okay. 10 to 15 minutes after the time is passed. Then after that again second half was started. And the second half last 15 minutes of movie is remaining, going on good. All of a sudden, that movie was stopped. Movie was stopped all of a sudden. Just we check the environment, then why that movie was stopped there. And we thought of it some technical problem is going on. Just we waited 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of time. Unfortunately, what happened along with the movie, the AC and fans are also be stopped. Then we came outside and we inquired about it, what happened there. Then theater manager has given an intimation to us. So power failure was happened. So movie is not possible to run immediately. Okay. Then immediately we asked about that. We have asked to the theater manager. Then why don't you maintain a power backup system? But he replied to us, actually we had very good power backup system. Even today, that's also be corrupted. So no chances to run that movie. What is the solution for it now? We are basically professionals, right? We are not going to throw stones on the screen, right? We are not going to break the chairs, right? That's okay. Now take it positive, just we have to come out within 15 to 20 days of time, or maybe 1 month of time. It will come in OTT, right? Almost all 5 subscriptions. Every OTT platform is subscribed again. I can watch it later on. What is the problem there? Or else maybe even if you damage the theater, what's going to be happen? That is a secondary. What is going to be happen is a secondary. But first of all, we came out from the theater or not? Have you seen any the end title there? No. In the middle of the movie, just we terminated from theater or not? This is abnormal termination. If a program is if the program execution is terminated at the end of the program, at the ending point of the main method curly brace, at the main method end curly brace, if the program is terminated, that is smooth termination. If the program execution is terminated in the middle of the program, still 10 lines of code is remaining, but program is terminated there. Execution is terminated, JVM is terminated, but still 50 lines of code is remaining to execute. But before 50 lines of code, the JVM is terminated, the program execution is terminated. So this type of termination is called what there? Abnormal termination. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? Smooth termination or abnormal termination. These are the things here what we are going to have. So now tell me, all of you understand it clearly. Smooth termination. Right. Now the point is what there? If the program execution terminated at the end of the program, at last line of the program, at the last intersection of the program, if the program execution is terminated, then the termination is called smooth termination. Smooth termination. All right. So what is this abnormal termination actually? Abnormal termination is what? If the program execution, terminated in middle of the program, terminated in middle of the program, then that then the termination is called as like what there? Abnormal termination. Abnormal termination. This is what exactly the meaning of smooth termination and abnormal termination. That's clear? All of you are getting clarity on this point now? Clear. Nice. Smooth termination and what next one here now? Abnormal termination. That's okay, fine. All of you understand it clearly. Um, next point is important. Everybody put more concentration. In Java applications, listen carefully. In Java applications, abnormal termination causing the following serious problems. What problems it is providing? A abnormal termination of the program causes the following serious problems. What problems can we are getting there? First one is crashing the local operating system. That means current computer system, current computer's operating system. Maybe one program abnormal termination may crash out our operating system. It may crash our operating system. Once operating system is crashed, there is a chance of executing remaining part of the program. There is a chance of running our other programs. Answer my point, so this may be caused. This problem may occur. Next term. Right, so then what next one here? After this, down the server, if it is server side program. If it is a server side program, it may down the server, shut down the server. If the server is shut down, see, it's a server side application where 100 programs are available in that server side application. One program abnormal termination is shut down the server, then how to execute the remaining programs? How is it possible to execute all the remaining programs? Not possible. Right. If it is a server side program. Next one is collapse the entire database if it is a database related application. Collapse the entire database if it is a database related application. In our system, database is available. If the program is database related application, understand it here now. So if one program abnormal termination may crash the total database. Understand my point here now. So automatically, if the database is stopped, if the database is crashed, if the database is collapsed, then where is the chance to provide database support for remaining programs there in the same computer? It's also a serious problem. Next one is hang the network if it is a network based application. As a network based application, continuously we are trying to establish connection with some other missions from current mission. After that only we are going to exchange the data. If it is a network based application, then one program abnormal termination may hang the network. If the network is hanged, where is the chance of establish the communication between more than one mission? So and so on and so on and so on. So many problems. And so on and so on and so on. Like this, we are able to get so many problems. All these problems are called as catastrophic failures in general. In general, the technical word is what? They're catastrophic failures. Of course, we may not use the term here, but it's come under what? They're catastrophic failures. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? So the point is what? There abnormal termination of one program may crash the local operating system, may crash the JVM in some situations, and may down the server if it is a server side application, may collapse the entire database if it is a database related application, may hang the network if it is a network based application. These many serious problems here we are able to get. Now tell me, these problems we are able to get because of what? Abnormal termination. So if you want to come at safe side, if you want to be at safe side, what we have to do? If you want to avoid these serious problems, what we have to do? We have to avoid what? Abnormal termination. Avoiding abnormal terminations in the sense, what terminations can we have to provide? Smooth terminations. How is it possible to provide smooth terminations over abnormal terminations? No. Assume it already we have an exception. That exception causing these many problems. But to avoid these problems, then we need to avoid what the abnormal termination. If you want to avoid abnormal termination, see, first of all, tell me this abnormal termination here we are getting because of what? Because of what? Because of what? Their exception. Exceptions are providing abnormal termination. Abnormal terminations are providing these many serious problems. If we want to come out from these problems, we need to avoid abnormal terminations. If we want to avoid abnormal terminations, then what we have to do? We have to handle these exceptions. If you handle exceptions, you can avoid abnormal terminations. If you avoid the abnormal terminations, no, we may avoid these many serious problems. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? If we come back to the movie example, in the middle of the movie, if the movie was stopped because of the power failure, what theater management has to do, how they are going to handle that situation there. They have to handle that situation by providing a stronger power backup system. Understand it clearly. They have to provide a stronger power backup system. They may have a number of alternatives there. But the point is what? If they provided some power backup system, inverters or maybe generators or whatever it may be, some then huge engines, if they run there, the second when the power is failure, immediately that power backup system has to be on. It has to provide the power supply continuously without having even a single second of interruption. If they provide that system, that efficient power backup system, then interruptions are not going to happen. No chances of getting what there abnormal terminations. If it is an abnormal termination, then what audience are going to do? Audience are going to damage the theater infrastructure. Am I right or not? That damaging the infrastructure is a serious problem. So if any one mad person went into the theater screen, and if we cut the theater screen, what is going to be happen? How long it will take to repair it? No, the theater people have to close the theater maybe in the next 1 month of time or not. Understand it clearly? That is a huge damage. Their entire business is running on the base of the theater now. Is a huge damage. But understand the point clearly? What I'm telling now. So because of that reason, there's a damage. To avoid that serious problems, no, we have to avoid abnormal terminations. If we want to avoid abnormal terminations, we have to handle the exception situations. Same thing in a case of Java program also. Right. Now I'm giving some points. Now observe carefully. In Java applications, to avoid the above serious problems, we have to avoid abnormal terminations. For this we have to handle the exceptions. Here, to handle the exceptions, we have to use exception handling mechanisms. Right, sir. I'm giving one conclusion to all of you. Observe carefully. In a Java programs, exceptions are always providing abnormal terminations. Exception handling mechanisms are always providing smooth terminations. Here the point is what? Abnormal termination or smooth termination. Abnormal termination is a villain. Smooth termination is a hero. The final result. But who is providing the smooth termination? Hero will provide. Who is that hero? Exception handling mechanisms. That's it. Don't ask me where is the heroine. Right, sir. No heroine in my movies. No, only hero and villain. Finish. Okay. Now let's move to the point. Understand the content what I am discussing with you. So finally, the requirement to go for exception handling we understood. Understand now? In core Java again we are going to discuss there, but just this only outline information I am giving there. How much I required for advanced Java, up to that one we are going to understand. Leave it. Now I am asking one question to you. Now observe carefully. How exceptions are coming in our program? Is there any developer intention to raise the exception? Now tell me. Is there any developer intention to raise the exception Java program? But how exceptions are coming in Java programs? No. Right. I'm giving clarity. Exceptions are provided from our Java program unexpectedly, unintentional. Intention is not available. No developer will write the program to provide an exception. Every developer is going to write the program as per their application requirement. Unexpectedly, unfortunately, exceptions will come from our developer's program. Understand it, Ken? So this is unexpected event. In other definition, I'm going to say exception is an unexpected event. It may be generated because of so many reasons. Understand my point, Ken? Exceptions may come unexpectedly. No developer is having intention to raise the exception. That is the actual concept. But my question is what? Is there any chance to raise an exception by the developer intentionally? Is there any option to provide our own exception? Say for example, my application required to raise an exception in some situations. There is a requirement of my application requirement is available to raise an exception in this particular situation. Example I'm telling you, observe carefully. Say for example, it's a bank transaction. Say for example, and every month we have to perform withdrawal operation. Am I right or not? No? Only deposit you are performing, no? No chances. It may take some time. Now it will take a lot of time. Now the point is, every month we are performing transactions. What transaction we are performing? There's some withdrawal. And maybe on 25th onwards, you ask to your parents, no. Then first is coming, no. Please deposit some amount, no. What is that amount here, no? Definitely it may be minimum 10,000. No? Okay. Let's assume 10,000. Why? Because your astral expenditure is nearly 6,500. No? And remaining part is what there for the sake of your expenditure, right? So definitely then we are requested to your parents. At 25th, if we send a request now, maybe on 30th, 31st, maybe your parents may deposit some amount in your account. Okay, let's assume it. Your parents have deposited 10,000. Okay. Then on first you have to pay the payments. Okay. Then you have to go to some ATM center to get money. Of course, nowadays maybe phone pays or Google pays are available. It's okay. Let's assume it. My asshole people are going to collect only cash, not digital payments. Then I have to go to the ATM center. In ATM center, we have to swipe the card. After that, it is asking what it is asking there, no language. English is a language we specify. After that, English, no, then what next one there? After that, directly it is asking about a PIN number. You enter the PIN number. When you enter PIN number, immediately menu is displayed. Right side, second option, favorite option. The menu is displayed in two columns, no? Right side column, second option. What is that? Withdrawal. Right, sir. Good. I think already aware about it, right? Withdrawal. When you select that withdrawal, then immediately is asking there, then type specify the account type, savings, specify the withdrawal amount. I want to go for some trial. I want to check this ATM machine is working fine or not. I know that in my account I have only 10,000, but I want to withdraw 15,000. Let it see what's going to be happen. I entered that withdrawal amount is what there 15,000. Then immediately what that ATM machine will give information to us, no? Now that ATM machine is acting as like Balkrishna. Are bloody full. Huh? Don't do overaction with ATM machines. I know that your intention there. Here, I am more than you, right? So please enter the valid amount. Don't do overaction, right? Immediately it is giving some message like what there? Insufficient balance. Some message here we are getting it. I don't know how we are getting it. Analyze it. How we are getting it. Say for example, if that is a situation actually, that is an unexpected situation. It's not expected one. Unexpected situation. What is that unexpected situation? Withdrawal amount is greater than the balance which is available in the account. Unexpected situation. Suppose if the ATM software allowing the transaction, what will happen? Everybody will stand in front of the ATM center or not? Continuously, everybody will withdraw maybe lakhs and lakhs rupees or not? Yes, sir, am I right or not? But might be then our batch maybe they may go there. They're trying to get 1 crore immediately. Max limit for any ATM center is 5 lakhs only max. So 5 to 6 lakhs only, right? On moment they are going to deposit 5 to 6 lakhs only. Understand it, Kira? So the point is, then everybody will go in front of the ATM machines only. That company ATM machines only. They are going to withdraw how much amount they require. If it allows like this, totally in the next day that bank has to be closed. It's a huge damage. It's a serious problem. Now tell me, in this scenario, totally, what is exceptional situation? Allowing the transaction where withdrawal amount is greater than the balance which is in the account. That is an exceptional situation. If it is not handled, the bank has to be closed. Then immediately the bank applications are very straightforward. They're very good applications. Security point of view, then they're very, very good. They must handle that situation. Yes, sir. I'll forget my point or not. Then how they're going to handle the situation is a part of the developer's work. Developers will take care about it. Now tell me, when developer is preparing this application, developer has to provide this case or not? Developer has to implement this case or not? What case? No, if withdrawal amount greater than balance of the account, and then what developer has to provide? Do think about it simply. System.out.print insufficient balance. No, no, that system is a strong system. So because of that reason, they're not going to display the message with only system.out.println. There they are going to raise an exception. They prepare one user defined exception, insufficient balance exception, insufficient funds exception. It is an exception clause. That exception object must be created there. That exception has to be raised. That exception has to be raised. Now tell me, here raising an exception is the part of the application requirement or not? Providing an exception is a part of the application requirement or not? All right. Previously, we understood that exceptions are coming automatically. But in some situations, developers have to raise the exceptions intentionally as per the application requirement. But how does the developer is going to raise the exception? How does the developer is going to create exceptions intentionally? How is it possible? What support is available from Java programming language? Exactly. There we are going to use throw keyword, not throws. Throw keyword. No yes. Throw only. THROW. Throw only. Throw keyword we are going to use. By using throw keyword, we are able to raise the exception. By using throw keyword, we are going to raise the exception. We are going to create and we are going to raise the exception. Of course, I need to cover this point in custom exceptions actually. Custom exceptions, user defined exceptions. This is a part of the user defined exception. Exceptionally, we are going to see that, but understand knowledge point of view. To create and raise an exception, we have to use what keyword? No, throw keyword. Now understand this point here. Throw keyword. So what is the purpose of this throw keyword? No. Alright, sir. Now there is a small letter we have to use like this only, throw keyword. Alright, so now it is a Java keyword. It can be used to create and raise an exception intentionally as per the application requirement. If raise the exception intentionally by using throw keyword, in general, how exception is behaved, how exception is generated in Java application, in the same way exception will rise. In the same way, the consecutives are going to be happen. In general, when exception is coming, then how consecutives are available there. In the same way, if you raise an exception intentionally by using throw keyword, the same type of consecutives are going to be happen in our Java program. There itself abnormal termination is going to be happen. If we raise the exception by using throw keyword, abnormal termination is going to be happen there itself. Right, sir. But what is the syntax of it now? I'm giving clarity for you. Throw, observe carefully, throw, new. Remember it, every exception is a class. Pre-defined exception may be, user defined exception may be, whatever it may be. Every exception is what there is a class. Now, exception name, parenthesis, semicolon. If you want to provide some message, we can provide that exception message also. This is syntax of rising what there an exception. Example here I'm telling to you for this, not a program, just simple example. Or else if I take the program easily, we are able to understand it now. No problem here. Now let me take this one. Throw new some exception name here I'm going to provide. What's that now? Insufficient funds exception. Where I'm going to provide the message what there funds are not sufficient in our account. In our account. When exception is coming there, automatically this message will be displayed to the user. Funds are not sufficient in our account. That message will be displayed on the ADM screen. Yes, sir. Got it? What I'm giving clarity, no? All of you are getting clarity on it, no? Right. So now this is exactly the point here I'm telling there. Program is not required. My main intention is not to raise the exception by using throw keyword. Okay, but required information I have given, just follow that. That's sufficient for us now. All of you are getting it clearly? All right, sir. That's okay, fine. Listen, all of you listen carefully. Once it is completed here, throw keyword is okay. After this throw keyword, after completion of this throw keyword, next one is, listen carefully, in Java applications, and before that now give confirmation to me. All of you give confirmation to me. What is an exception now? Tell me. Runtime error causing abnormal termination to the application. That's okay, coach. How many types of terminations are available in Java applications? No, two types. What are the two types? No, smooth termination, abnormal termination. What is the smooth termination? Terminating the program at the end. What is abnormal termination? Terminating the program in middle of the program, the middle of the program. Okay, fine. What serious problems we are able to get if the program is terminated abnormally? Crashing operating system, hanging network. What next one? Down the server, or maybe collapse the database. This type of serious problems here we are able to get. To avoid these serious problems, what we have to do? To avoid these serious problems, we have to avoid abnormal terminations. To avoid abnormal terminations, we have to handle the exceptions properly. For this, we have to use what their exception handling mechanisms. Right, sir. Now, what is the purpose of throw keyword? To create and raise an exception intentionally by the developer as per the application requirements. Clear. Now, come for it. In Java applications, there are two ways. There are two ways to handle the exceptions. In two ways, we are able to handle the exceptions. What are the two ways of handling that exceptions? No, the first one is what they, by using throws keyword, and second one is what there, by using try catch finally. By using throws keyword, and second one is what there, by using try catch finally. Now, these are the two approaches are available to handle the exceptions. Understand it now? Alright, sir. Now, by using throws keyword, and second one is what there, by using try catch finally. Clear. Now, let us understand throws keyword. Throws keyword. Here we have to understand it. What is the purpose of this throws keyword? Right, sir. Now, in a method syntax, we already understood the purpose of the throws keyword, but official I am giving clarity. Now, observe carefully. Throws is a Java keyword. Java keyword. It can be used to bypass. It can be used to bypass the generated exception from present method to the caller of present method to the caller of it, or present method to the caller of this method, present method, whatever the which method is calling this present method, to that method we are going to bypass the exception caller of it in order to handle. For what purpose we are bypassing there? In order to handle. Say for example, I think I given already this point here. Now understand it. No. So if you have problem with our classroom in charge, you have to bypass that problem to the admin. Still admin is not resolved. You have to bypass that problem to next level. Still not possible. Next level. So every time we have to bypass the problem from one level to another level. That's my point here. So the to bypass this problem from present method to the caller method. In M1 method I have an exception. There I don't want to handle it. I want to handle that method in the caller of this method. So I need to bypass the problem from exception from present method to the caller of this method. For that purpose, we are using what keyword here? No, throws keyword. Throws keyword. Throws is a Java keyword. It can be used to bypass the generated exception from the present method to the caller method, caller of it, in order to handle. Understand it clearly now. So the throws, that means bypassing the exception is for the sake of handling only, part of handling only. Not for any other reason, just to handle that exception somewhere else. No, we are bypassing that exception. At one side, I'm telling there, throws keyword is not handling exception really. Just it is bypassing exception from present method to the caller method. In caller method, somebody else has to handle it. But here it is not handling, just it is bypassing. But officially, what we are going to say, there also we are handling that exception. Part of that only we are bypassing it. That we are going to convince. That's it. But the point is what there really it is not handling that exception. In outline, what we are going to understand, to handle that exception, we are sending it. Understand my point? Some people may say that is a part of the handling only. Some other people really it is not handling that. Now it may be handled at somewhere else. No, this kind of discussions are going on. But finally, the throws keyword functional is what they bypass the exception or send that exception from present method to the caller method. For what purpose there? To handle that exception. Okay, clear. Maybe interviewer may ask this question to you. Tell me the differences between throw keyword and throws keyword. Throw keyword and throws keyword. Don't say yes is the difference. Hmm? Between throw and throws, difference are available. Main difference is what there? Throw keyword is able to create and raise an exception to provide abnormal termination. It provides abnormal termination. But throws keyword is what there? If any exception is available, to send it to caller method in order to handle. To send it to the caller method in order to handle. For that purpose, we are using what keyword now? Throws keyword here now. Clear. After this, after completion of this particular throws keyword here, then what next one here we have to understand. All right, sir. Now, how we are going to use it? In general, this will be used in the method prototypes only, constructor prototypes and method prototypes only. There we are going to handle it. Now, let me take an example again. On the base of this, by that we are able to get some clarity. No. Now, understand it. Now, I'm going to take VS Code for example. Right, sir. Now, I'm going to take VS Code. Of course, I'm going to use not only VS Code, even some IDs we are going to use, the Eclipse and IntelliJ and everything we are going to use. No need to worry for it. Alright, so now here I'm going to take file, open folder. Already just now we created some folder here. Right, so now full stack Java 830. Yeah, where it is now? Core Java I created it. Where I created. Okay, fine, no problem. Full stack Java 830. There I'm going to create advanced Java 7. I think in drive I created it. It's okay. There I specify the location there. Right, as of now, no file is available. Inside this, I have to create a file. Now, file name is like what there? Tested.java. That file is created. It's okay. Now, here I have to take like what there. Now, I need to provide class test, public class test. Here we are getting it. Main method. It's okay. Fine. Main method here we are having. Right, so now this is like what there? My program. Now, inside my program, just I'm going to provide sys.out.println of hello main, something else. Some information here I'm going to provide, save it. I'm going to compile and execute this. To compile and execute this, then what we have to do there? No, terminal is required, right? And now okay, we have to go with what the terminal, new terminal. Now it will come there. Now whenever we are getting it, now Java C space test.java compiled successfully. Java space test. Now here we are getting output. It's okay. Now this is our about our program. Nice. Now understand it clearly. In the same program, what I am going to do? In the same program, what I am going to do now? For example, I'll take class A. Class A. Where I'm going to take void add method. Inside this add method, I'm going to call what their concat method. Namesake methods only. Concat method is not defined, no? Then I'm going to define concat method. Void concat. Inside this concat method, I'm able to have an exception. Throw IO exception. I'm going to provide like what there my IO exception. Okay. Observe carefully. Once again, I'm telling there. One more point here we have to understand. There are two types of exceptions actually. Time being understand checked and unchecked only. No need to go for some other classification. In exception handling, I'll talk about it. Two types of exceptions. What are the two types of exceptions? No, checked exception and unchecked exception. Two types here. What is checked exception and what is unchecked exception? Difference here we have to understand. Okay. Example. Observe carefully. Checked exception is an exception which is recognized at compilation time by compiler, but real exception is not occurred at compilation time, which is recognized at compilation time by the compiler. And compiler is compiling the code, it will see some code where it will predict it 100%. If we allow for execution at runtime, definitely exception will come. That is confirmed by compiler, checked by compiler. So the type of exceptions are what there? Compilation exception, that is checked exception. Unchecked exceptions are what they? These are the exceptions which are not checked by compiler. They are not identified by compiler. They are not recognized by compiler. They are going to be identified at runtime only. So they are called as what they are unchecked exceptions. Yes, sir, got my point or not? Checked exception is recognized by compiler. Compiler will give a notice to the developer. Yes, if you run this program, in this case, you are going to get an exception. That is provided by compiler. That is checked exception. Most of the people are saying that in outside now, that they're believing that the exception which occurred at compilation time is a checked exception. The exception which occurred at runtime is a unchecked exception. The other statements that people are using. They're totally wrong statements. They're totally wrong statements. 90% of the people are believing these definitions only. They're totally wrong. Remember carefully, exceptions never be occurred at compilation time. Please tell me what is the definition of the exception? What I said to you? Exception is runtime error. Exception is what? The runtime error. See, if you have this type of definitions, no, interviewer will play with you. How interviewer will play with you? Know, I'll give some example. First, he will ask you what is an exception. Everybody they used to say that exception is a runtime error. Simple statement. Tell me how many types of exceptions are available? Two types. Tell me the types now. Checked and unchecked. Tell me what is checked exception. People are saying that exception which occurred at compilation time is called as what? The checked exception. Hold on here. Immediately interview will ask there. Now tell me exception is compilation time or at runtime? Exception is at runtime only. But tell me what is checked exception? Compile time exception. Yeah, in the exception definition you are saying that runtime no. But checked exception you are saying again what there? Compile time can no. Almost you are giving your head to the interviewer. He will play football with that. Understand here? There unnecessarily you are going to be catched. You caught there in front of that interviewer. So it will play with so that's why content is very very important, subject is very very important, a standard content is required. So what is the definition of the exception? Exception is a runtime exception, sorry, exception is a runtime error, no doubt, it's perfect. But what is checked exception now? Exception in general people are saying that which occurred at compilation, that is a wrong statement. No exception will occur at compilation, every exception will occur at runtime only. But at runtime, this exception is going to be occurred. That is noticed by compiler. That is recognized by compiler. That is what their checked exception. Some exceptions are not occurred at compilation time. They are not recognized by compilation time by the compiler. They are identified at runtime only. They are what their unchecked exceptions. Say for example, listen carefully. I want to go for a movie. Already that, right? I have nearly 7 girlfriends at present now. With all 7 girlfriends, I want to go for a movie on Sunday evening. Yes, sir. I think Kangwa movie, no? Kangwa 2 or 1, one only, right? I want to go for that movie, right? So with the 7 girlfriends. Then what I'm planning there on Sunday evening, 6 o'clock is the best time to watch movie. So I thought of it, I clear my schedules there, then I want to go for that movie with my girlfriends. It's okay, fine. Then what I have to do? I need tickets now. Already in Hyderabad on Sunday evening, in the sense every theater is rush. Then weekdays, no, might be audience are available inside the theaters now. On Saturday and Sunday, max on Sundays, Sunday evening, every theater is full. Understand it now? So I want to watch a movie. Okay, myself is totally laziest person. And booking the tickets in a pre-planned mode and going to the theater, I don't like it. My requirement is what if I want to watch a movie, I must go to the theater. I have to stand in the queue. I have to wait for getting my ticket. If I get ticket, no, I have to feel for it. Yes, now I'm getting this ticket for this movie. Then I have to go to the theater. I have to watch that movie. I have to enjoy it. The total environment I want to enjoy. 50% is a movie. 50% is that theater created environment that I'm expecting. That I like it. Otherwise, I'm not getting that movie completion. What is going on here? If I book a ticket in book my show, no, exactly as per the plan, on that moment I may go there, I may go to the theater and I may see that movie. No, it's okay. But I require the environment like what there. With some effort, I need to get the ticket. With the ticket, I have to watch the movie. Then I have to come out. That's my intention. Are you getting it? What I'm telling there. So now the time is 4 o'clock. 6 o'clock is a show. No tickets. Okay, then I said to my girlfriends, no, directly you can go to the theater. I'll come back. I'll come to the theater on time. Then you can go there and you can book the tickets. Yeah, myself is a royal boyfriend, right? I don't like to take the tickets myself, right? Let them to take the ticket. No, right, fine. They went to the theater. What they are given information there? Arey boss, where are you now? I'm at my house only. Now the time is 4:30. Okay, then what that my girlfriends have given information there? We came to the theater, but unfortunately, what happened? In front of the ticket counter, nearly 500 members are standing. But the number of seats inside the theater is only 400. 100 members are extra. Still, they are standing in the queue. Now, the time is 4:30 only. The show time is what there, 6 o'clock. They have confirmed it. Even if you come to the theater, ticket booking counter queue, damn sure you will not get ticket. That is confirmed at my house only. Still, I'm not at the theater. I'm not in the queue. I'm not trying to take the ticket. I'm at my house only. But I got the notice. What that notice there? Even if we come to the theater, and if you stand in the queue, no, you definitely will not get ticket. Why? Because seating capacity is only what 400. But here, how many members are standing there? 500 members are standing. Where is the chance of getting ticket? That is confirmed at my house itself. I'm not at run time. I'm at compile time only. I confirmed it. I got that confirmation. This is exactly called a checked exception. This is clearly what their checked exception. Where it was decided, really, I didn't experience it that no ticket is available. But at my house itself, I got notice. What that notice there? No, yes, even if we come to the theater, even if we come to the execution time, even if we execute the program, definitely in this particular location, you will get problem. That is decided compilation time by the compiler. So this is exactly called as like what their checked exception. But what is unchecked exception here now? I said my all girlfriends there, you can go to the theater. You can stand in the theater. But unfortunately, the theater management, then what happened? I asked my girlfriend to go to the theater. They went to the theater. They stand in the queue. Unfortunately, that theater management has given a condition over the audience. What is that condition? Per person, one ticket. Per one person, only one ticket they are going to issue. They don't want to issue more than that. Then immediately my girlfriend made a call to me. Yes, we are ready to take all 7. We are going to take the tickets. No, if you come, you will get ticket. Otherwise, you will not get ticket. No. Then if you don't want to come there, then what next? No, we will search for some other boyfriend. No? Family problems, right? So what I have to do now? Definitely, I must go to the theater or not? Okay, they are given intimation. Just come immediately. You have to stand in the queue. Then only you are able to get ticket. Okay, line is formed. I went to the theater. 6 o'clock is the show. By 5:30, I went there. I stand there. In front of me, so many members are available. Okay, in front of me, 100 members. In front of me, 50 members. In front of me, 25 members. In front of me, 10 members, 5 members. Finally, one person in front of me. He took the ticket. Now the next turn is what there? My turn. But my girlfriend, I already have the tickets now. But my turn. When my turn is coming, immediately they are giving the board like a houseful board. Where it was happened for me? The ticket is not available. Problem is happened at what time? When I stand in the queue, when I'm in run time, when I'm standing in the queue, when my turn is coming. Now I'm getting the situation like what? Their house full boat. No tickets are available. No ticket service. Yes, sir, got it or not? This is exactly unchecked exception. It is not decided compilation time. Compiler is not aware about it. Compilation time is not aware about that situation. When we are in runtime really, then we are getting this problem. This is what their unchecked exception. I think you understood what's the meaning of checked exception and unchecked exception. Yes, sir, got it or not? All right, sir. Now observe carefully. Throw IO exception. Now here, IO exception is a checked exception. Runtime exception, arithmetic exception, null pointer exception, class cast exception, all these are what they are? Unchecked exceptions. IO exception is what they are? Checked exception. So its notice must be provided compilation time or not? Its notice must be provided compilation time or not? That's the reason why we are getting the red color line. It indicates error. Read that error, no? Signals that an IO exception of some sort has occurred. What is that? First one, not confirmed. What it is giving, no? Signals that an IO exception of some sort has occurred. This class is a general class of the exceptions produced by failure or interrupted IO operations. Okay, the purpose may be anything, but signals that means anyway IO exception information it has given there, but error message what it has given there. Right, forget about this one. It's okay. The method IO exception string is undefined of type A. Undefined of type A, it's okay, no problem. It's not giving that perfect message. No, now I'm going to provide to you. Now observe carefully. I'm going to save it. I'm going to compile it. Now we can observe this compilation error, all of you know. Java C space test.java. Now see this one. What we are IO exception is not defined. Array here. Uh, IO exception. Any spelling mistake? No, no. It's okay. Throw keyword only here. What we are getting? Cannot find symbol IO exception. No, it's okay. New keyword is not available. Yeah, sorry. Right, sir. Right, no problem. Now I'm going to compile it. Let me save this. Java C space tester.java. Right, sir. Now please read this exception type. No, this message here. What is it? First word. First word I record. What is this? No. Just hold on here. Unreported exception. What's the meaning of it? No. Exception is not occurred. If it is occurred, it is a reported exception. I get my point on it. If the exception is occurred, it is reported. But what we are getting unreported. We don't know what exactly that exception, but signals that are giving some intimation to us an exception may occur. Unreported exception, IO exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. The compile is giving information. There is a chance of getting an exception in this particular line. You have to do either catch it or throws it. Get my point on it. Use either try catch finally or throws keyword. Throws keyword is for what? Throws it. Catch it in a sense, try catch finally. Catch it and handle it. Either of this you have to do. Why? Because compile is identifying that there is a chance of getting an exception here in this particular location. You have to take immediate action, either catch it or throws it. Now tell me, by seeing that message now, what your understanding is that really exception occurred or not occurred? At compilation time. Really that exception is occurred or not occurred at compilation time? Not occurred at compilation time. But compile is giving a notification for us or not? What is that notification they know? If you run this program at runtime, damn sure you will get an exception in this particular location. That information is provided by compiler. So this kind of exceptions, the compiler notified exceptions, compiler noticed exceptions or notified exceptions are called as what? They're checked exceptions. Okay, right, sir. Now it's okay. This message here we are getting. But what's my requirement here in this particular point? No, I don't want to handle it here. I don't want to handle inside the concat method. I want to bypass this exception to the caller of this concat method. Who is the caller of this concat method? Now tell me where we called it. Inside the add method. To this add method, the location where we called at 5th line, I want to bypass this exception. Previously, now tell me at what line we got this exception. Actually at the 8th line we got this exception. Am I right or not? Now at 8th line we have written this throw statement. Now my intention is what there, I want to bypass exception this from 8th line to 4th line, 8th line to 5th line, where we call this concat now at 5th line. To that I want to bypass it. For that purpose, here we have to use throws. Along with throws, we have to specify either the same exception name or we have to specify super class of the exception. There also every exception is a class. There also some relationships are available, super and sub are available. Along with throws keyword, either we have to provide generated exception type or super type. You should not provide subtype. Subtype is not possible. Either same as exception or super of the exception. Now I've used the same exception here. Now all of you observe carefully. If I compile this, now tell me, if I compile this, what we are able to get, compiler understood the throws IO exception, developer wants to bypass this exception to what their caller method. So at caller method, compiler has to give notification now. At caller method, compiler has to give notification. At exact at 5th line, it has to give exception message now. Now let me check for it. Java C space tested.java. Now tell me what we are getting, sir. Now tell me now, unreported exception, IO exception must be caught or declared to be thrown here. At what line we are getting exception now? 5th line. Now exception is bypassed or not? Exception is bypassed or not? Understand it clearly. Next one is what there? Exception is bypassed in the sense compiler is a okay. Definitely, if we go for at runtime, definitely throws keyword is able to bypass this IO exception to this particular method. Now my requirement is what there. Here also don't want to handle it. Here also I don't want to handle it. So what we have to do now? Again we have to bypass. Either we have to handle it or bypass it to caller. Here also I don't want to handle it. Then what we have to do now? Simply throws. What next one can know? Throws. Either we have to specify the generate exception or super of the exception. What is available with me now? IO exception is available. So exception is super class for all the exceptions. Exceptions is super class to what there? All the exceptions including IO exception. Now tell me. Now I'm bypassing that exception from concat method call to add method to caller of add method. Who is the caller of the add method? I think I have not given that add method call. Just 1 minute. A small a is equal to new a object I created. A dot what method here we have to call there? Sorry, a dot concat or add method. Add method here we have to call a dot add method. Semicolon. Now tell me, to this location at 14th line I want to bypass my exception. From which line there? From 5th line to 14th line I want to bypass it. From add method to caller of add method here I want to bypass. So further purpose here what we have to do there? Now I need to compile it again. Java C space tested.java. Again what we are getting there? Unreported exception. Exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. It's okay, fine. This data here we are getting it. Okay, right, sir. Now after completion of this particular point here, then what next one here we have to do? Now the exception is available here with the name exception. Here also I want to handle it. Either we have to use try catch find here, or we have to use what there again? Throws exception. Either we can use it for exception also there is a super class that is what there? Throwable. For exception also there is a super class that is what there? Throwable. IO exception super is what? Exception. Exception super is what? The throwable. Either we can use exception or throwable also here we can use. Okay, fine. Now tell me, now from main method we are bypassing that exception to whom? Who is the caller of the main method? JVM is the caller of the main method. So definitely we are bypassing our exception to whom there? JVM. Understand it clearly. So because of that is now if I compile these, now we will not get any compilation error. We are not getting any compilation error, but when we execute this program, that exception message will be displayed at all three locations. Now JVM is tracking it. JVM is identifying. It will use internally stack trace from what method call to what method call to what method. Exceptions are bypassed. It will keep track of it. Finally, it is able to provide the total history of this exception. Exception in thread main. Now it is not providing unreported exception. Now it is not providing unreported. Now it is providing what their exception. Means that exception is confirmed or not. But compiler has given what message? No, unreported. What's the meaning of it? No, not confirmed. Just it is a notification only. Exception in thread main java.io.io exception my IO exception. Initially it was happened at what line here? No, 8th line. Next one is what there? 5th line. Next one is what there? 14th line. In that way the tracing also be it has given for us. The details are useful for the developer or not? The stack tracing is useful or not? We can identify easily from where we are getting exception originally, how it is tracked, that everything we are able to understand it clearly. That's enough. This is exactly the meaning of like what there throws keyword that we understood. Okay, fine. Right, so now the details also here I completed. Now next one is what there I have to discuss with you regarding what the try catch finally. Again I'm telling that this is the complete information of the exception handling. How much I require to go for advanced Java that I'm discussing there. But main concepts only, important points only, right? That we understood. 1 minute. Alright, sir. Now it's okay. Now this topic is okay. I'm going to complete it. I want to stop recording.